Good wishes to all of you. India, People and Economy. Textbook in Geography for Class 12, Unit 1, Chapter 3, Human Development Audiobook. Take a look at this image. 60 years ago, Rekha was born in a family of small farmers in Uttarakhand. She helped her mother in household chores. While her brothers went to school, she did not receive any education. She was dependent on her in laws. After she was widowed immediately after marriage, she could not be economically independent and faced neglect. Her brother helped her to migrate to Delhi. For the first time, she traveled by bus and train and was exposed to a large city like Delhi. After a while, the same city which attracted her with its buildings, roads, avenues, and facilities and amenities disillusioned her. With a greater familiarity of the city, she could comprehend the paradoxes, the juggy and slum clusters, traffic jams, congestion, congestion, crimes, poverty, small children begging on traffic lights, people sleeping on footpaths, polluted water and air revealed another phase to development. She used to think whether development and underdevelopment coexist, whether development helps some segments of population more than the other. Does development create haves and have nots? Let us examine these paradoxes and try to understand the phenomena. Of all the paradoxes of our times mentioned in the story, development is the most significant one. Development of a few regions, individuals brought about in a short span of time, leads to poverty and malnutrition for many, along with the large scale ecological degradation. Is development biased? Class biased. Apparently, it is believed that development is freedom, which is often associated with modernization, leisure, comfort, and affluence. In the present context, computerization, industrialization, efficient transport and communication network, large education system, advanced and modern medical facilities, safety and security of individuals, etc., are considered as the symbols of development. Every individual, community, and government measures its performance or levels of development in relation to the availability and access to some of these things. But this may be partial and one sided view of development. It is often called the Western or Eurocentric view of development. For a post colonial country like India, colonization, marginalization, social discrimination, and regional disparity, etc., show the other phase of development. Thus, for India, development is a mixed bag of opportunities as well as neglect and deprivations. There are a few areas like the metropolitan centers and other developed enclaves that have all the modern facilities available to a sorry, small section of its population. At the other extreme of it, there are large rural areas and the slums in the urban areas that do not have basic amenities like potable water, education, and health infrastructure available to majority of this population. The situation is more alarming if one knows at the distribution of the development opportunities among different scientists of our society. It is a well established fact that majority of the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, landless agricultural laborers, poor farmers and slums dwellers, etc., are the most marginalized lot. A large segment of female population is the worst sufferers among all. It is also equally true that the relative as well as absolute conditions of the majority of these marginalized sections have worsened with the development happening over the years. Consequently, vast majority of people are compelled to live under abject poverty and subhuman conditions. There is yet another interrelated aspect of development that has direct bearings on the deteriorating human conditions. It pertains to the environmental pollution leading to ecological crisis. Air, soil, water, and noise pollutions have not only led to the tragedy of commons, but these have also threatened the existence of our society. Consequently, the poor are being subjected to their interrelated processes of declining capabilities, that is, social capabilities due to displacement and weakening social ties, social capital, environmental capabilities due to pollution, and personal capabilities due to increasing incidence of diseases and accidents. This in turn has adverse effects on their quality of life and human development. Based on the above experiences, it can be said that the present development has not been able to address the issues of social injustice, regional imbalances, and environmental degradation. On the contrary, it is being widely considered as the prime cause of the social distributive injustice, deterioration in the quality of life and human development, ecological crisis, and social unrest. Does development create, reinforce, and perpetuate these crises? Thus, it was thought to take up human development as a separate issue against the prevalent Western views of development, which considers development as the remedy to all the ills, including human development, regional disparities, and environmental crises. Concerted efforts were made to look at development critically at various times in the past, but most systematic efforts towards this was the publication of the first Human Development Report by United Nations Development Programme (UNDP) in 1990. Since then, this organization has been bringing out old human development report every year. This report does not only define human development, make amendments and changes its indicators, but also ranks all the countries. What is human development? Human development is a process of enlarging the range of people's choices, increasing their opportunities for education, health care, income, and empowerment, and covering the full range of human choices from a sound physical environment to economic, social, and political freedom. Thus, enlarging the range of people's choices is the most significant aspect of human development. People's choices may involve a host of other issues, but living a long and healthy life, to be educated and have access to resources needed for a decent standard of living, including political freedom, guaranteed human rights, and personal self-respect, etc., are considered some of the non-negotiable aspects of the human development. This report does not only define human development, make amendments and changes its indicators, but also ranks all the countries of the world based on the calculator scores. According to the Human Development Report 1993, progressive democratization and increasing empowerment of people are seen as the minimum conditions for human development. Moreover, it also mentions that development must be woven around people, not the people around development, as was the case previously. You have already studied the concepts, indicators, and approaches to human development and methods of calculating the index in your book, Fundamentals of Human Geography. In this chapter, let us try to understand the applicability of these concepts and indicators to India. Human development in India. India, with a population of over 1.20 billion, is ranked 130 among 189 countries of the world in terms of the Human Development Index (HDI). With the composite HDI value of 0.640, India finds herself grouped with countries showing medium human development. Table 3.1, Human Development Index values of India and some other countries. Country HDI value rank: Norway 0.9531, Germany 0.9365, USA 0.92413, UK 0.92214, Russian Fed 0.881649, Malaysia 0.80257, Sri Lanka 0.77076, Brazil 0.75979, China 0.75286, Egypt 0.696 Indonesia 0.694 South Africa 0.699 India 0.640130, Bangladesh 0.600136, Pakistan 0.562150. Source: UNDP Human Development Report 2018. Low sources in the HDI is a matter of serious concern, but some reservations have been expressed about the approach as well as indicators selected to calculate the index values and ranking of the states' countries. Lack of sensitive to the historical factors like colonization, imperialism, and neo imperialism, socio-cultural factors like human rights violation, social discrimination on the basis of race, religion, gender, and caste, social problems like crimes, terrorism, and war, and political factors like nature of the state, forms of the government, democracy, or dictatorship, level of empowerment are some factors that are very crucial in determining the nature of human development. These aspects have special significance in case of India and many other developing countries. Using the indicators selected by the UNDP, the Planning Commission of India also prepared the Human Development Report for India. It used states and the union territories as the units of analysis. Subsequently, each state government also started preparing the state level human development reports using districts as the units of analysis. Although the final HDI by the Planning Commission of India has been calculated by taking the three indicators as discussed in the book entitled Fundamentals of Human Geography. Yet this report also discussed other indicators like economic attainment, social empowerment, distributive justice, accessibility, hygienic and various welfare measures undertaken by the state. Some of the important indicators have been discussed in the following pages. Indicators of economic attainment. Rich sources base and access to these resources by all, particularly the poor, downtrodden, and the marginalized, is the key to productivity, well being, and human development. Gross national product GNP and its per capita availability are taken as measures to assess the resource based endowment of any country. Economic attainment and the well being of individuals depend on economic growth, employment opportunities, and access to assets. Over the years, the per capita income and consumption expenditure in India has increased. As a result, there has been a consistent decline in the proportion of population living below the poverty line. The percentage of persons below the poverty line in 2011 to 12 has been estimated as 25.7% in rural areas, 13.7% in urban areas, and 21.9% for the country as a whole. The data of poverty for the states show that there are states like Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Manipur, and Odisha, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, which have recorded more than 30% of their population living below the poverty line. Other states like Gujarat, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir, Maharashtra, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Tripura, Uttarakhand, and West Bengal have recorded between 10 to 20% of their population below poverty line. Andhra Pradesh, Delhi, Goa, Himachal Pradesh, Kerala, Punjab, Sikkim, Puducherry, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Daman and Diu, Lakshadweep have below 10% of their population living below poverty line. Poverty is a state of deprivation. In absolute terms, it reflects the inability of an individual to satisfy certain basic needs for a sustained, healthy, and reasonably productive living. The gross domestic product GDP of a country does not fully reflect the quality of life of a country. There are other factors like housing, access to public transport, air quality, and access to drinking water, which also determine the standards of living. Jobless growth and rampant unemployment are some of the important reasons for higher incidences of poverty in India. Take a look at table 3.2 poverty in India 2011-12. State percent of population below poverty lines. Andhra Pradesh 9.20, Arunachal Pradesh 34.67, Assam 31.98, Bihar 33.74, Chhattisgarh 39. Chhattisgarh 39.93, Delhi 9.91, Goa 5.09, Gujarat 16.63, Haryana 11.16, Himachal Pradesh 8.06, Jammu and Kashmir 10.0, 10.35, Jharkhand 36 point, Jammu and Kashmir 10.35, Jharkhand 36.96, Karnataka 20.91, Kerala 7.05, Madhya Pradesh 31.65, Maharashtra 17.35, Manipur 36.89, Meghalaya 11.87, Mizoram 20.40, Nagaland 18.88, Odisha 32.59, Rajasthan 8.26, Punjab 8.26, Rajasthan 14.71, Sikkim 8.19, Tamil Nadu 11.28, Tripura 14.05, Uttarakhand 11.26, West Bengal 19.98, Puducherry 9.69, Andaman and Nicobar Islands 1.00, Chandigarh 21.81, Dadra and Nagar Haveli 39.31, Daman and Diu 9.86, Lakshadweep 2.77, All India 21.92. Sources: Press Note on Poverty Estimate 2011 to 12, Government of India Planning Commission, July 2013. Activity: which one of the states in India has the highest proportion of population below poverty line? Arrange the states on the basis of their percentage of population below poverty line in ascending order. Select 10 states which have the high proportion of population below poverty line and represent the data by bar diagram. Indicators of a healthy life. Life free from illness and ailment and living a responsibly long lifespan are indicative of a healthy life. Availability of pre and postnatal healthcare facilities in order to reduce infant mortality and post-delivery deaths among mothers, old age healthcare, adequate nutrition and safety of individual some important methods of a healthy and responsibly long life. Swachh Bharat Mission (SBM), the release of toxic and non-biodegradable wastes from industries and urban severages and open defecation, etc., have created many health hazards. The Government of India has intimated many steps to address these problems, and the Swachh Bharat Mission is one of these. A healthy mind lives in a healthy body, and for a healthy body, clean environment, particularly clean air, water, noise-free ambience, and hygienic surroundings are prerequisites. Municipal waste, industrial effluents, and pollutants generated by transport, etc., are major sources of pollution in urban India. Open defecation in rural areas and in urban slums are a major source pollution. The Government of India was its flagship program Swachh Bharat Mission (SBM) aims at a pollution-free environment. Its objectives are making India open defecation free and achieving 100% scientific management of municipal solid waste, construction of individual household latrines (IHHL), community toilet city, seats and public toilet PT, seats, making provisions for the supply of clean energy fuel (LPG) to all households in rural India to reduce domestic pollution, providing potable drinking water to every household to control the spread of waterborne diseases, and promoting the use of non-conventional energy resources like wind and solar energy. Table 3.3, India Literacy Rates 2011. State Total Literacy, Female Literacy. India 74.04%, 65.46%. Jammu and Kashmir 68.74, 58.01. Himachal Pradesh 83.78, 76.60. Punjab 76.68, 71.34. Chandigarh 86.43, 81.38. Uttarakhand 79.63, 70.70. Haryana 76.64, 66.77. And City of Delhi 86.34, 80.93. Rajasthan 67.06, 52.66. Uttar Pradesh 69.72, 59.26. Bihar 63.82, 53.33, Sikkim 82.20, 76.43, Arunachal Pradesh 66.95, 59.57, Nagaland 80.11, 76.69, Manipur 79.85, 73.17, Mizoram 91.58, 89.40, Tripura 87.75, 83.15, Meghalaya 75.48, 73.78, Assam 73.18, 67.27, West Bengal 77.08, 71.16, Jharkhand 67.63, 56.21, Orissa 73.45, 64.36, Chhattisgarh 71.04, 60.59, Madhya Pradesh 70.63, 60.02, Gujarat 79.31, 70.73, Daman and Diu 87.07, 79.59, Dadra and Nagar Haveli 77.65, 65.93, Maharashtra 82.91, 75.48, Andhra Pradesh 67.66, 59.74, Karnataka 75.60, 68.13, Goa 87.40, 81.84, Lakshadweep Island 92.28, 88.25, Kerala 93.91, 91.98, Tamil Nadu 80.33, 73.86, Puducherry 86.55, 81.22, Andaman and Nicobar Island 86.27, 81.84. Sources: Census of India 2011, provisional, http://www.censusindia.com, government.in. There are several social, socio-political, economic, and historical reasons for such a state of affairs. Kerala is able to record the highest value in the HDI largely due to its impressive performance in achieving near 100% literacy. In a different scenario, the states like Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Assam, and Uttar Pradesh have very low literacy. States showing higher total literacy rates have less gaps between the male and female literacy rates. Apart from the educational attainment, the levels of economic development too play significant impacts on HDI. Economically developed states like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and Punjab and Haryana have higher value of HDI as compared to states like Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, etc. Regional distortions and social disparities which developed during the colonial period continue to play an important role in the Indian economy, polity, and society. The government of India has made concerted efforts to institutions the balanced development with its main focus on social distributive justice through planned development. It has made significant achievements in most of the fields, but there are still below the desired level. Population, environment, and development. Development in general and human development in particular is a complex concept used in social sciences. It is complex because for ages it was thought that development is a substantive concept, and once it is achieved, it will address all the socio-cultural and environmental ills of the society. The development has brought in significant improvement in the quality of life in more than one way, but increasing regional disparities, social inequalities, discriminations, deprivations, displacements of people, abuse of human rights, and undermining human values and environmental degradation have also increased. Considering the gravity and sensitivity of the issues involved, the UNDP in its Human Development Report 1993 tried to amend some of the impact biases and prejudices which were entrenched in the concept of development. People's participation and their security were the major issues in the Human Development Report of 1993. It also emphasized on progressive democratization and increasing empowerment of people as minimum condition for human development. The report recognized a greater constructive role of civil societies in bringing about peace and human development. The civil society should work for building up opinion for reduction in the military expenditure, demobilization of armed forces, transition from defense to production of basic goods and services, and particularly disarmament and reduction in the nuclear warheads by the developed countries. In a nuclearized world, peace and well being are major global concerns. At the other extreme of this approach lie the views expressed by the neo Malthusians, environmentalists, and radical ecologists. They believe that for a happy and peaceful social life, proper balance between population and resources is a necessary condition. According to these thinkers, the gap between the resources and population has widened after 18th century. There have been marginal expansion in the resources of the world in the last 300 years, but there has been phenomenal growth in the human population. Development has only contributed in increasing the multiple uses of the limited resources of the world, while there has been enormous increase in the demand before any development activity is to maintain parity between populations and resources. Scholar like Sir Robert Malthus was the first one to voice his concern about the growing scarcity of resources as compared to the human population. Apparently, this argument looks logical and convincing, but a critical look will reveal certain intrinsic flaws, such as resources are not a neutral category. It is not the availability of resources that is as important as their social distribution. Resources everywhere, people have access to large resource baskets, while the poor find their resources shrinking. Moreover, unending pursuits for the control of more and more resources by the powerful and use of the same for exhibiting one's prowess is the prime cause of conflicts as well as the apparent contradictions between population, resources, and development. Indian culture and civilization have been very sensitive to the issues of population, resource, and development for a long time. It would not be incorrect to say that the ancient scriptures were essentially concerned about the balance and harmony among the elements of nature. Mahatma Gandhi in the recent times advocated the reinforcement of the harmony and balance between the two. He was quite apprehensive about the ongoing development, particularly the way industrialization has institutionalized the laws of morality, spirituality, self reliance, non violence, and mutual cooperation and environment. In his opinion, austerity for individual, trusteeship of social wealth, and non violence are the key to attain higher goals in the life of an individual as well as that of a nation. His views were also re echoed in the Club of Rome report, Limits to Growth, 1972, Suchamarcher's book Small is Beautiful, 1974, Brundtland Commission's report Our Common Future, 1987, and finally in the Agenda 21 report of the Rio Conference, 1993. Exercises. Choose the right answer of the following from the given options. Which one of the following is India's rank in terms of Human Development Index among the countries of the world in 2016? 126, 134, 128, 131. Which one of the following states of India has the highest rank in the Human Development Index? Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Kerala, Haryana. Which one of the following states of India has the lowest female literacy? Jammu and Kashmir, Arunachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Bihar. Which one of the following states of India has the lowest female child sex ratio 0 to 6 years? Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh. Which one of the following union territories of India has the highest literacy rate? Lakshadweep, Chandigarh, Daman and Diu, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Answer the following questions in about 30 words. Define human development. Give two reasons for low levels of human development in most of the northern states of India. Give two reasons for declining child sex ratio in India. Answer the following questions in about 150 words. Discuss the spatial patterns of female literacy in India in 2011 and bring out the reasons responsible for it. Which factors have caused the spatial variations in the levels of human development among the states in India? Thank you.